The emergence of social media and other forms of online communication platforms have provided conspiracy theories with the perfect affordances to share and exchange disinformation. Misrepresentation of facts, half-truths, or completely false information runs rampant in many of the internet's chat rooms and public discussion forums. When it comes to the coronavirus pandemic, this is particularly dangerous, as scientific evidence can be eclipsed by melodramatic speculations of what is really going on, or what the government doesn't want the public to know. From 5G causing coronavirus to wealthy elites intentionally spreading the virus to earn power and profit, there is no shortage of seemingly far-fetched theories surrounding the pandemic. But why do some people endorse these theories? What does it offer them? And what are the similarities between the people who endorse such ideas? This video will explore how disinformation and conspiracy theories sidestep governments' now tighter regulations of mainstream social media platforms, the most prevalent and interesting cases of the theories, and why people believe them in the first place. So, what are conspiracy theories? Van Prooijen and Douglas suggest that they tend to occur when groups of people or individuals try to explain a contentious or unexpected societal event. They often take place during a national or international plight, or with the development of new technology. Instances of conspiracy theories actually date back hundreds of years. When electric light became more commonplace in some places around the US, some people blamed it for the influx of Russian flu in those specific areas. This event is eerily similar to some conspiracy theorists blaming the COVID pandemic on the construction of 5G pylons. Governments worldwide now exert a much tougher regulation on the sharing of disinformation on online social spaces. However, popular conspiracy theorists such as David Icke and Mark Steele have constructed their own websites where their ideas can unrestrictedly be shared. There are also alternative social media apps such as LifeLoop and MeWe, which pride themselves as being safe spaces for people to share any information or ideas. In MeWe's promotional video, they include the quote, "We demand the freedom to be our uncensored selves." A person on the app LifeLoop shared a study that claims to show detailed evidence of how 5G causes coronavirus, with diagrams, a bibliography, and even an abstract on the document. The study was originally posted on a site called Scribd.com. The CEO of the site, Trip Adler, states on the homepage, "We launched as a simple way to publish any kind of written content on the web." The app LifeLoop actually advertises on David Icke's website. All this shows how these information channels and alternative social and publishing websites create a kind of system of promotional interconnectivity between sites with a similar ethos. Users of these sites who endorse these theories employ one site to promote material on another, forming a sort of ecosystem of disinformation. The theories which Icke himself promotes can be relatively formulaic. He consistently presents himself as a holder of scarce or secret information. He usually gives audiences a revelatory impression, in the sense that he is giving information that governmental bodies and institutions are trying to keep hidden from the public. This is indeed much of the allure of conspiracy theories. It allows people who endorse these theories to feel as if they possess rare and important information. They are frequently enticed into thinking, by figures such as Icke, that there is always a malevolent larger event at work, and that to escape the deceptions of the mainstream media, they must seek other sources of information that supposedly contain the real truth. This study conducted in 2017 proves that people who display personality traits such as a higher need for uniqueness, low agreeability, and narcissistic tendencies are more likely to endorse conspiracy theories. They are more likely to use the alternative apps with other like-minded people who affirm and openly engage with their theories and ideas, and they are more likely to promote material by figures such as Icke and Steele, who are regularly successful in mobilizing conspiracy theory endorsers. The 1,300 members on the David Icke group on MeWe frequently share and exchange pieces of flawed and often aggressive information. Articles sharing information about the danger of vaccines and the vilification of public figures such as Bill Gates and Dr. Anthony Fauci are used to invigorate a twisted sense of societal action and justice. Seth Ashley contests that individuals with a high degree of news literacy, which is the ability to navigate accurate and inaccurate information in the media, is essential to avoid endorsing misinformation. Citizens are empowered to seek their own truths of events by following the types of media and information channels that they consider valid and important, which Ashley argues is a crucial feature of democratic self-governance. However, due to the COVID pandemic, it was and is especially important to ensure that political and scientific consensuses are asserted and that there are few contradictions between politicians, public scientists, and media companies, as this may increase the likelihood of conspiracy theories and can lower public confidence in governments. One way in which advice and scientific evidence can be effectively and confidently communicated to the public is by having a single trusted spokesperson who can accurately inform the public of any developments. This approach is outlined in a chapter in the Crisis and Emergency Risk Communication Manual, which is used in the United States to help manage and control government's response to national and international disasters. It stresses that using a single individual to inform the public allows for consistency between media companies' reporting, as they will likely all use the same governmental source and emphasize the same material. During Trump's presidency, he would frequently contradict and undermine the nation's leading infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci. They publicly disagreed on whether travel restriction was necessary in February 2020, and there's evidence of Trump giving false hope to the public of cures and treatments of COVID-19, which Dr. Fauci would assert has no scientific basis. Some media outlets may represent one figure more favorably than the other, such as Fox News giving positive coverage of Trump's promises and theories, and being more dismissive of Dr. Fauci's contributions. This provides the perfect climate for conspiracy theories to thrive, as members of the public can choose and promote which source is most aligned with their ideological dispositions and inclinations, and in turn attempt to disqualify the other conflicting ideas and theories. A key example of this event is how Trump endorsed the use of the drug hydroxychloroquine to treat COVID, although Dr. Fauci continuously asserted that there was no scientific evidence to suggest that it was effective. Trump quoted the Dr. Stella Immanuel, a Cameroonian physician, who endorsed the use of the drug, but had also been known to peddle extremely questionable medical theories. There is a group on the app MeWe that is devoted to the trials of hydroxychloroquine against COVID, as well as other drugs that have all been scientifically proven to not be effective. The group promote material that supports Trump's theories, sharing questionable scientific studies and trials that attempt to prove his unsubstantiated claims. Again, there is a pattern of some people using seemingly scarce or fringed information to justify a distorted sense of social justice. The irregularity of information that came from the White House affected the US public's ability to form a consensus and increased the amount of disinformation being exchanged on online spaces. There's also evidence to suggest that Trump's refusal to denounce groups such as QAnon created a sense of loyalty between conspiracy communities and him. His tweets sharing conspiratorial information about COVID-19 were representative of a larger ploy to mobilize conspiracy theorists for votes and radicalize the Republican Party. Although he didn't win the election, he was successful at pitting some members of the US population against public figures such as Dr. Fauci, and heightened the amount of conspiracy theories shared online. There are some similarities with Ike and Trump in terms of the types of theories they promote and how conspiracy theory endorsers interact with their ideas. They both used weaponized rhetoric against institutions and scientists, and their followers share their claims on alternative sites that escape government censorship regulations. Although many COVID-19 conspiracy theories often seem ridiculous, in some cases they can be convincing. Documents are often claimed to be endorsed by doctors and scientists, and there are many types of media outlets that have a convincing veneer of legitimacy, with charismatic figures who may present persuasive arguments. As there is new information about the pandemic every day, it can be difficult for individuals to navigate the credible from the uncredible. However, most of where conspiracies are located are on alternative apps and websites. What's most clear, though, is that conspiracy theories can and do threaten the democratic process of countries. While much of the time it's radical groups that endorse the wilder theories, disinformation constantly finds its way into the mainstream, which is why it's more important than ever to interrogate the validity of news we receive and where we receive it.